Greetings, Aries. This is Ron from Tarot of the Twin Sun. Welcome to my channel. This will be a reading for the mid-month of August 2020. And essentially, I'll be working with three portals. These portals are designed to hopefully capture a type of narrative or a form that could help you to understand a bit more of the complexity of your situation with love or romance or tension with another. There should be some sort of form or pattern that emerges within the cards, and we'll focus in on that. These are three portals for the energy of Aries in the month of August 2020. Please relax and clear your mind if you can. Thank you. The first portal is now opening. There's clarity emerging from a standpoint that you may be taking that has to do with understanding your social world around you. And there's something about the past that is essentially shifted and you've come into power. If you have, there is a sense that this power comes at a price, and there's certainly some sort of misfiring in terms of the way you're trying to either philosophize or concretize or be able to communicate what it is that you have come into power to. Usually, the Wheel of Fortune involves a type of structure or perhaps a game in which there is statuses and apparent sort of authorities. These authorities essentially are coming into power, but there's something about it that it's like monkey business in a big way. And also, the past is filled with a type of contractive energy that is kind of designed to break you out of a sort of funk, but there's also a type of imbalance with the past. Now, not only this, there's someone else from the past that you may be dealing with that has to do with the energy of essentially stagnation or perhaps breaking free, being impatient, and because of this rising into a sense of power or a sense of grandeur of their own. But unfortunately, it's kind of disempowering. The energy of Jupiter as well as Zeus is very much nerfed here. There's something about that energy that has to do with the patience in order to find some sort of balance, to find a type of expansive altruism, but that is being neglected here as if the healing process, whatever this person, or it could be you, hasn't really been fully conscious, meaning that the ideas and thoughts and the willingness to program that part of you or this person has been sort of avoided. And there's something about the shifting that takes its power from the energy of Saturn as opposed to Jupiter. Currently, there is something that you're dealing with that has to do with essentially a portal or perhaps a gateway that is opening up to a higher level of understanding through the reflective qualities of moonlight, meaning that in the darkness there is some sort of understanding of the play of light and how shadows they take form, they take substance through the energy of the moon. As well, Gemini is here strong, and Cancer and Pisces. Sagittarius is big here in the past as well, the energy of Capricorn and perhaps Aquarius. Now, you're moving to a point in which you have to essentially make your way and cut out and weed out anything that is no longer fitting your repertoire when it comes to your mind. It seems that you've substantiated the Two of Swords energy, which is about making choices, cutting things out, as well as being hesitant to do so. There's something about the way you're moving, at least when it comes to communications, that's kind of avoidant of certain things, especially in order to protect yourself from heartache or perhaps some sort of ego death. Now, there also is the possibility that when it comes to the happiness of the situation, there is a frenetic energy from the past that wants to move, but does not have the patience to expand, to grow, or at least to alchemize the energy of love into something proper through healing. However, there also is, on your end, the King of Cups in the reverse. This is the fixed energy of Scorpio in the reverse. Scorpio also has Mars as a dominant ruler, meaning that there's a lot of Martian energy that comes from the enterprise of what you're trying to do in terms of, especially on a subconscious level or the unconscious realm, the energy of waiting for the Four of Rods from the Three of Rods. There's this sort of choice you've already made, and the platform is coming. There's at least some sort of critical discernment to wait, but at the same time, during this waiting, there's a lot of doubt. This path is leading essentially to the Knight of Cups and the King of Cups in reverse. Something from the past is no longer. The water is turned into ice when it comes to this situation, and there's difficulty, even though you are geared towards this energy or pulled back to it. There's something about you that cannot totally offer to it. There is a secret that is emerging from this, from the gateway, and we'll go ahead and discern that, at least in terms of how the karma flows with that, with the moon's energy in reverse. Okay. Okay, Two of Cups, Six of Cups as well. The negotiation of the past. So, if there is a connection here, or if you're moving into a new connection, there is a sense that there's still some lingering memory or some sort of trodden path that has not been fully committed to. And because of the departure, there is this cord or the Six of Cups energy, the nostalgia that influences the moon in reverse. And the secret is that there still is love there, and even though it is a path no longer walked, it still has great influence on your actions, which are essentially with the Five of Swords and Three of Swords, as if you're moving on, or perhaps you're waiting, but you're not really waiting. There's a very intense sort of undertone of your passion will lead you accordingly. That's the first portal. I am not going to do an extended for this week. This reading in particular, I don't feel like it's necessary. But I am open for private readings if you would like. The first portal is closed. Second portal is now opening, and we shall get into that double quick. Remember, you can take whatever you can, whatever you will from each portal and create your own narrative. Yeah, these are just small visions within the portals. Thank you. Right. Okay. So there is a crooked sort of path that comes naturally from the energy of Cancer, the Chariot in the reverse, meaning that the horses won't correlate. Horses usually are dual within the energy of Cancer. There's two of them, and they're supposed to work in tandem in order so that the charioteer can ride his chariot into glory, and that has to do with the fourth house, emotional glory, cardinal glory. Um, it's one of the sort of sister signs of Aries when it comes to the type. Now, cardinal energy is usually the initiator, and there is a sense of initiation with this, especially with the fourth house. It's the initiation towards spiritual or emotional understanding, depth, and complexity. Um, now, because it's in the reverse, there's a feeling of dissension. Something is happening to some of you Aries that has to do with the Three of Swords energy, Elongement, which is essentially heartbreak or at least ego death in some degree. That is what's on the cards at least, and it has to do with the energy of Cancer in the Four of Pentacles. The fourth house comes in strong here. Emotional undertones as well as the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, the falling out of certain systems or agreements, commitments, relationships falling out between mother and father, as well as mother and father figures, the understanding of the chaos that ensues from there. Usually it's not belonging, it's, um, it's occurring in some sort of way in which the memories that are there serve to be quite defeating in terms of the depth of the situation. But there's still a part of you that is very much devoted to the path, especially when it comes to the four, which is all about foundations. These are emotional foundations as well as those of the memory and the mind. It's the moon's energy. Cancer's coming in strong here. There also is, once again, like your first portal, the energy of fortune here. Okay. When it comes to someone or something from the past, the energy of commitment has been revoked. And there's a need to establish some sort of stability. Stability in terms of reasonable ways of approaching commitments. And there also is a suggestion here that there is a type of ungrounded mode of action from the past that has to do with secrets as well as not being able to communicate properly. Also an indication of regression here from the King to the Page of Pentacles. Excuse me. This person that you've left behind in some sort of way has seen the type of fortune that you've come through, the shift that you have essentially gone through, that has essentially brought you into a new cycle, as well as it's as if you were able to conjure up some sort of energy to really cast out those who would not live up to the reasonable expectations of practical offering. Okay, in terms of commitment or energy of any sort, this person is regressed in some sort of way. However, on the crown, there is a secret that they hold that is tied to the energy of Virgo, as well as Scorpio and Pisces. The mountain is here, as well as the paths of love that are winding. Eight of Cups combined with the Page of Rods and the Eight of Pentacles. Two eights. The 88 is here. Lion's Gate is here. This person has Leonic energy, or at least this High Priestess knows. She knows something. As you can see, she is enveloped with rings of psychic protection. And not only that, she symbolizes the energy of the earth, as well as Gaia, the Great Mother. And because of such a stance, she's able to be very critical about certain things and pick up information. However, she is one who knows but does not speak. That is the High Priestess. And what she knows has to do with this energy of the Page of Rods, who is unable to express or at least maintain a sense of proper boundaries or even parlay with you in some sort of way because of the Eight of Cups energy, which has to do some sort of path in which they had to walk away from the emotional investment to you, but are still at the sort of the precipice of returning in some sort of way. They can't make up their mind. And still, something drives this person to work hard on this. But even though they have the Eight of Pentacles, they certainly don't have any proper method. Um, because we have here also double endings, the Ten of Cups as well as the Ten of Pentacles. A major shift has occurred, and this has been a fortunate thing for you, even though you are facing some sort of disenfranchisement, some some jaded elements when it comes to your mind and your mind's relation to what you had to sacrifice in this situation. This person is not giving much. They're very stonewally, and not only that, they have the Nine of Cups in the reverse. Rather, it's the Eight of Cups in reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, yeah, they have returned essentially to something that they have left in terms of emotional connection with you. They still feel this connection. They understand it. And they understand the finer details about this, but they're not imparting the actual memory to this, because when they try to do it, they regress. They turn from the King into the Page of Pentacles, all right? And you've already gone through this. Therefore, your love is protected. Your energy is protected, and you are essentially processing the energy of this cycle of pain, understanding that there is an ending, or at least that there should be, and there also is a sense that with the Four of Pentacles, you have to conserve your resources. Okay, that's what the cards are saying, at least. All right, my dear Aries. One more for the road, and I am available for private consultations, and we can look very deeply into certain energies between you and significant other, as well as astrological insights. But otherwise, I'm glad you enjoy the free content that my channel provides. The third portal is now opening. Even though your flame is devoted to the past, there is a possibility that this devotion comes at a sacrifice. And there's something about you that is willing to almost do this because you are dedicated to it. There's something about your nurturing aspect, these emotions that govern your inner world, that create a sense of structure for you. But in the present, there certainly is some sort of retroactive energy. And once again, clarity here with the exact same setup as almost, with a slight variation of, yeah. There's a great deal, essentially, of basically the second portal in here. But it's got a shift, and it has to do with the Nine of Cups in the reverse. Meaning that there's something about you embodying these emotions that constantly force you back into some sort of past situation. But I think you're very hesitant to actually sacrifice one of the pillars of your house in order to reach them. This has to do with something that has ended and cannot be brought back. The secret around this has to do with you feeling a sense that you needed to protect yourself, to cut it out, as well to not allow any sort of false platforms, that is other people, to come in and essentially wreck your sense of peace. Now, this person that you're dealing with, essentially, is dealing with a lot of the first portal's energy. They're not abiding to Jupiter's expansive qualities, the philosophies that they're supposed to be understanding through the energy of Jupiter is being rejected, as well Mercury. Something about them wants to essentially make some sort of communication, but they can't. And they stand at the precipice of waiting, waiting and being like they want the Four of Rods, but they know it's not going to come. Therefore, there is this huge denial aspect that is questioning the very essence of the connection, which is very difficult for them. I need to understand a bit more about this person's complexity, as well as advice for what Aries can do. Okay. Okay, the 5 and the 5. This person is angsty as well. They're angsty and burnt out in a big way. They can't seem to understand some of the motivations of or the reasons of what they've done. They're trying to process things from the past, but each time they do this, they come to a burnout as well. The pain is too great, and they want to achieve some sort of balance. And then they approach this sort of whole situation from a very detached perspective. This person is very avoidant. But for some reason, they're still waiting. They want to wait for the sun to come out so that they can manifest. Perhaps they're waiting for the fire to push them forward. Secretly, they're trying to repress a need to make communication with you as well. But it's a very distant thing. Both of the portals, the last two, the Three of Swords was very strong. You need to understand or perhaps know that there's something about the Judgment in reverse card that has to do with the end of something, and even though there's been a quite great deal of time between you and this person, there certainly is too much stagnation in order for it to truly set you free in some sort of way. There's something about a block here that needs to be completely and irrevocably demolished in order for you to sustain some sort of goodness in your life. So I would recommend, personally, as well as through what I've seen, for you to find balance within that, or the practicality of certain things, and not to waste your resources or the cornerstone of your house in order to satisfy something from the past that is very parasitic as well as vampiric. But that's just my own 2 cents. But yeah, I hope that helps. Please take care now, and thank you for your support and whatnot. I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.